All right, good evening. Good evening, class.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. You're welcome to another section of another day of our lecture, Neurophysiology. Um, can you see the slide? Can you see the slide, Christiana?
No, sir.
Okay. Just hang on a minute. Can you see the slide now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fantastic. So where are others? How many people do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Christiana Okoye, Ezine Achuku, Obusera, Ebube, Anastasia. So just the 5 of you are here. Maybe 6. It's okay, we won't wait for anybody. We are starting right away. Last time we introduced neurophysiology and we looked at the meaning and the general outline of the nervous system. That is the general plan of the nervous system. And we also looked at the meaning of sensory physiology and the areas that sensory physiology covers and their physiology significance or their physiological significance. Today our topic will be on receptors, and I'm really going to be fast because we have done this before. So but we'll have to do it again so that we'll use the opportunity to refresh your memory before we now begin to dive into other topics for neurophysiology 1. So without wasting much ado, the question you want to ask is, what are receptors? What are receptors? Please, this class will end at exactly 8:15 p.m. Alright, So the question you want to ask is, what are receptors? What are receptors? Before we define what receptors are, we want to first look at the meaning of what we call a transducer or transducers. A transducer can be defined as any device which is capable of converting one form of energy. What you are seeing here is energy. What is capable of converting one form of energy to another. So a receptor works like this device, the transducer, because receptors are known to be biological transducers. Biological transducers, which converts different forms of energy into an action potential. I repeat, receptors are known as biological transducers, which convert different forms of energy into an action potential. The key word here is that receptors convert various forms of energy into action potential. Alright, so if we have agreed with that, we now have to look at different forms of stimulus or stimuli. Alright, the energy we are talking about here in regards to receptors are stimulus, because when stimulus reach the receptors, it is this stimulus that these receptors convert to what we call an action potential. Alright, so let's look at the different form of energy or stimulus that acts or that can reach a receptor, which will then be converted into an action potential. The first one on our list is what is known as the mechanical stimulus. Examples of mechanical stimulus could be touch, pressure, vibration. I hope you are catching it. I said examples of mechanical stimulus could be touch, pressure, or vibration. The mechanical stimulus would also be known as cutaneous stimulus. Alright, then number 2 is light stimulus or energy. Number 3 are what we call the chemical stimulus or energy. Number 4 is temperature. Temperature is a form of energy or stimulus.